Look, if you're tired of navigating through complex database management systems, trying to find a free website to host your database, well, to a degree, today's your lucky day, at least for a development environment. Today we're going to be going over PGAdmin 4 and how you can set up a local Postgres database for free right on your own computer. So let's go ahead and let's dive into how to get this all set up, some of the benefits, and how to navigate the software. So here we are on the Postgres website, and we are on their download page. It is on this page that we have several links to a few different sets of instructions. You got Linux, Mac, Windows, you got a couple of different options. This particular video, the instructions will only apply to Mac and Windows. So if you have any other operating system, I apologize, this video may not be for you. So if you're running Mac or Windows, go ahead and click on your appropriate link, and somewhere towards the top-ish of the screen, there should be a link that says download the installer. And what this will do, this will take us to an external link for Enterprise DB, and this is where they have a package that bundles together not only a Postgres server, but also PGAdmin 4 to manage that server. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to click on the download link for my operating system. If you are running Windows, you can click on that one as well. But for me, I'm going to click on Mac, and I should see a download popping up in the bottom left of my Chrome. Once it has finished downloading, go ahead and open it up, and we are going to run through the basic setup. We're just going to follow the instructions for the most part. And so for me, mine's going to make sure that I want to open it. It's going to ask for a password. I gave it my password, and now it's going to begin to run through a few different installation processes. Okay, once the installer has popped up, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to go through the different steps. And so it's going to ask to install 4 separate items. We're going to allow that. That's exactly what we want. Now we're going to be greeted with this page, password, and we need to provide a password for the database super user. My recommendation is to just keep this admin. Okay. Admin would be a very good password. It's very easy to remember. Admin. Another good one would be Postgres, okay, but I'm going to go with admin because I am the administrator. We need to select what port number the server should listen on. 5432 is default and pretty standard, so we're going to go ahead and keep that. We're going to hit next. We're going to let it be installed at the default locale. Essentially, we're just going to go through this and allow it to decide what to do. And now we have a little loading bar, and we're going to wait for it to finish. Once the installation has finished, we'll be greeted with this page where it will ask to launch Stack Builder. That is not what we want, so uncheck this box and click Finish. Now once we have finished up, we are now good to actually launch PGAdmin 4. And so, quick tip, if you are on Windows, hit the Windows key and type PGAdmin 4. If you are on Mac, open up your Spotlight search and do the same. And it will reference the one that you want to open. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to launch PGAdmin 4, and we're going to get that started and running. Okay, it might have taken a little bit to actually open, but once it has opened, you may receive this notification where it will be asking for a network connection. Go ahead and allow that. And we are now inside of PGAdmin. And so we can go over here to the left and we can click on servers and we can click on PostgreSQL 15. And this is where we will now use the password that we created. Again, mine was admin. And so I'm going to click OK. And I now have access to these databases. If we want to create a new database, right-click on this database portion, and we are going to hit Create and then Database. From here, you can create a new database for whatever your project it is that you're working on. I'm just going to type pretend, and we're going to hit Save. I now have a pretend database here that I can access. And if I right-click on it, I can perform queries for this using a query tool. I can look at a map of the database and look at the structure, the model. And so let's go ahead, we're going to go to the query tool. And just for fun, we're going to create a table for us to see. Here I have created the SQL to generate 3 different tables. We have a users table, a products table, and a cart table. This would be a pretty simple proof of concept for an e-commerce site. And so we're going to go ahead, once we've written this out, we can hit the play button right here. And we see create table, query returned successfully. And so now if we want to see the tables, we have a couple of different options. If we come over here to schemas, and then go down here to tables, and if we right click and refresh, I now have a cart, a products, and a users table. That is one way to see how many tables you have. If you want to see the relationship between the tables, you can right click on your database and you can click on ERD for database. This will pop up the database model for us to take a look at. So for instance, we have users, we have cart, and we have products. And we can see effectively what the columns are, which ones are associating to where, and how they're all working. And so we have a fantastic tool at our disposal, but now we beg the question, how do we create the URI string for our project? Let's go ahead and let's make that now. The way that we construct this URI string is going to be the same every time. So first off, because we are using PostgreSQL, we type PostgreSQL : //. That is the first part of this URI string. The second part of the URI string is going to be the user that this database belongs to. Now for us here in PGAdmin, there is a user called Postgres. And so that will be the next item on this URI string. From here, you then do a colon and you type out the password that we created earlier. Now the password I created was admin. So I can come in here and type admin, and you will type your password as well. From here, we now have to direct it to wherever our database is located. Now, because it is on this particular machine, it's on our laptop, our computer, whatever it might be, it is at localhost : and then the port number that we declared when we were installing. Now I went with the default port number, 5432. You'll see many examples online use this as well. Let me move this over so we can continue typing. So we have localhost 5432. From here, we put a / and we now declare the database name. So for me, my database name was pretend. And so I am going to type pretend. And that is a complete URI string. Now I do want to mention that if there are any particular requirements regarding SSL, all of that would come here afterwards. But for us, this is the base URI string. This will work for putting this inside of VS Code and connecting to it. So that is how you construct a URI string. Okay. So again, if I were to kind of consolidate this, what portions do you need to be aware of as you construct more and more URI strings? This portion right here typically will be the same every time while you are using PGAdmin once you have set it up. So once you have set it up once and you've gotten one URI string to work, this portion right here, this remains the same. Okay. It is this last portion right here that will change depending on what database you use, and that is coming from whatever database name you have created. So that is how you construct these URI strings from PGAdmin. And so hopefully this has been helpful. I can now take this, I can go use it in a project, and I can connect it with any ORM or even just using various SQL files. Please leave a like if you found this helpful, and please subscribe so you can see future content, and leave a comment telling me about your project that you're working on. So anyway, thank you all so much, and I'll talk to you all later. Peace.